Also tonight, a new era.
We are successors of the apostles, pastors and preachers.
Who will lead the American church? Currents News team coverage of the bishops in Baltimore. The votes are in, and here's the verdict.
Archbishop Timothy Broglio is the new president of the country.
Archbishop Timothy Broglio from the U.S.'s Archdiocese for the Military Services takes over as president at the end of this week. Archbishop William Lori of Baltimore was elected vice president. Moments before, outgoing President Archbishop Jose Gomez of Los Angeles spoke to the bishops gathered, saying they've been through a lot during his tenure, from a pandemic to the overturning of Roe v. Wade and a worldwide refugee crisis.
We've been through a lot, and we are doing a lot. All of us in the church are being called to a deeper conversion. All of us are being called to step up and open every door for Jesus Christ, to shine His light into every area of our culture and society, to bring every heart to a new encounter with the living God.
Archbishop Gomez also talked about how the bishops stood united through all of it, including the Eucharistic revival launched during his time in office. National correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, John Lavenberg, is in Baltimore. He was there when the announcement was made and joins us now. Hi, John.
Hi, Christine.
So, John, you were there as Archbishop Broglio was voted in as the new president. Why do you think he was chosen? What are people saying about it?
Christine, something interesting about Archbishop Broglio being chosen as the new USCCB president is that in 2019, he was actually the runner-up for the vice president position to Archbishop Alan Vigneron, whose term, of course, just ended. So, he, on the ballot, he was the one with the most kind of experience as being someone on this ballot and being close to holding one of those positions. So that's something to note, and clearly the vote, it took 3 tries to get that majority, but in the end, he got majority each time and solidified it with that final count.
Yes, he did. And right before that, Archbishop Jose Gomez gave his final address as president. What did he highlight from the past 3 years, and did he offer any advice to his successor?
Well, out of the gate, Archbishop Gomez didn't shy away from highlighting that this past 3 years has been a turbulent time, not just for him, not just for the church, but for the country and world as a whole. He mentioned the COVID pandemic. He mentioned the divisions in the U.S. He mentioned, and that includes the presidential election of 2020. He mentioned the Ukraine and Russia war that's going on. So he mentioned all of these things. And then he said he appreciates the fraternity with his brother bishops and the work that they've put in to be unified as a conference. And he just talked about, the work that the church has to still do in reaching people and the crisis of faith that exists in the world and being there and reaching out. And as for advice for Archbishop Broglio, he said at the press conference this morning that I pray for, he didn't know, of course, at the time it was Archbishop Broglio, but he said whoever the president is, I will pray for them, but they're all qualified and great candidates.
You also heard from Archbishop William Lori, who's been the chair of the USCCB's Committee on Pro-Life Activities. That will change tomorrow now that he was elected vice president. But what did he have to say after the pro-abortion wins during the midterm elections?
Well, Archbishop Lori mentioned, he mentioned the referendums that took place where 4 states chose to protect abortion rights, and he said, that didn't turn out well for what the conference was hoping for. And he went back to something that has been key to his and the USCCB's message on abortion and pro-life issues is that 1, pro-life means throughout the entire life, and 2, that they need to change and engage hearts and minds of people if they really want to see progress and make abortion unthinkable, as they often talk about.
You had the chance to catch up with Bishop Mark Seitz, who, as of today, takes over as migration chair. How does he plan to address the migrant crisis the country's facing?
Something interesting that came out of my conversation with Bishop Seitz is, of course, he is a Texas border bishop right there in El Paso. So what he talked about is he really wants to focus on letting people know and learn about the root causes that drive people from their home countries. And he also talked about the need for people around the country, regardless of what diocese they're in, to reach out to migrants in their communities and to learn from them and understand why they came here. And he talked about how the United States is a country of immigrants and that people need to recognize that in their own stories and then use that to then reach out to those migrants in their own communities.
All right, John Lavenberg, national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux. We'll check back in with you tomorrow.
Thank you, Christine.
And tomorrow will be another jam-packed day for the bishops. Two major topics will be voted on. First, will they choose to change their document on voting, forming consciences for faithful citizenship? And second, the bishops will decide on whether to move forward with three different sainthood causes, that of laywomen Michelle Dupont and Cora Evans, as well as Mother Margaret Mary Healy Murphy, the foundress of the Sisters of the Holy Spirit and Mary Immaculate. We'll also hear updates on the Eucharistic Revival campaign currently happening around the country, plus a check-in on World Youth Day 2023 in Lisbon. And our coverage will continue as well. John Lavenberg isn't going anywhere. He'll be side by side with the bishops, listening in to all these important votes and updates. He'll have a full report for us tomorrow. That'll be right here Wednesday on Currents News. Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti, anchor of Currents News. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button on this video. And if you want to see more content just like it, subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, because we are putting your faith in the news.